Welcome back to Custom Carnage as we continue with round 1. This is round 1 part 2, where we got 16 of the best builders in the world. Gonna battle it out here tonight, folks. Last week's action was hot, and I expect much more of the same here as we move on with round number 1. Let's get on to meeting our first 4 cars that will be competing tonight. Good luck to all. Starting us off tonight is none other than Numbskull from Numbskull Racing. This time he's in the 2003 Tuscan. Next up, definitely looking like he's ready to race, it will be Farrell Patrick from Farrell Mods in the 1968 Mercury Cougar. Looking to set the track ablaze, it is Blaze Man from Burnout Peak Diecast in the 2002 BMW. And our last car to join us in this first heat is Ragin' Ricky from Oregon Outcast Diecast in the Greased Gremlin. Kicking off our action tonight, we will have Numbskull up front on the inside and Farrell Patrick on the out. In the back row, we have Blaze Man on the inside, Ragin' Ricky on the out. And we are off with tonight's action. It is Farrell Patrick putting in a block right on that first straightaway. He's got a nice little bit of a lead now coming down here into that Armageddon corner. Look at Farrell Patrick go. He's got a huge lead over Numbskull coming down here into that Widowmaker run. Looky there, Blaze Man's way behind. Coming down here to the end, it will be Farrell Patrick, Numbskull, Ragin' Ricky, and Blaze Man. It was Farrell Patrick taking lap number 1. What will happen here in lap number 2 is we're back up at the top of the Comitel. We are off. It is Blaze Man out to a lead, trying to cut off Farrell Patrick there to stop him from winning 2 in a row. Blaze Man is out front nicely here, but everybody's bunched up back there for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. Coming down here to that Widow. Oh, we just lost Ragin' Ricky. It's going to be Blaze Man, Numbskull, Farrell Patrick. That DNF by Ragin' Ricky could cost him as he's falling further behind here, folks, as we're at the midway point now. Anything could still happen. It is Ragin' Ricky out to a bit of a lead there over Blaze Man, but Blaze Man's trying to make a move right there on that first set of turns. They are really battling it out here, coming down into that dripper straight. It is going to be Blaze Man taking the advantage, coming down here to Widowmaker run. It is going to be Blaze Man, Ragin' Ricky, Numbskull, Farrell Patrick. One heck of a race we had right there, folks, as it was Ragin' Ricky out of the gate, but Blaze Man was not going to be denied as he took it right there just barely. Farrell Patrick gets spun out there by Numbskull, which allows Numbskull to move into 3rd place, but it was Blazin' Ricky that would not be denied the victory. Our final race of the first heat, folks, is everybody is still in it. Even Ragin' Ricky with his 1 DNF, he can still sneak in there. He's going to need some help. It is Numbskull out to a bit of a lead, and look at Ragin' Ricky trying to take over there. Oh, Ragin' Ricky just went airborne. He's going to get held up there on that killer straight. What a tough break as he was really trying to push it and make the move right there. Coming down here into Widowmaker run. No, that's going to be Numbskull. It's in trouble. Numbskull's spun around, and it's going to be Blaze Man, Numbskull, Farrell Patrick. Let's check out this action, folks, as it was action galore in that last race. Watch Ragin' Ricky really try to push and make a move around Numbskull there, and he ends up getting pushed up against that wall and goes airborne and gets stuck up there on that killer straight. But now watch Numbskull down here. He gets down here on that Widowmaker run and decides to spin it around and admire his work, and that cost him a 1st place finish. And it will be Blaze Man and Numbskull putting on the dramatics here at that final race, but they'll both be moving on to round number 2. Farrell Patrick, I'm sorry to see you go. Hopefully see you back here real soon. And Ragin' Ricky, I'm sorry you didn't have the best of luck here tonight, but hopefully you'll come back real soon too. Let's move on to heat number 2. Kicking us off in our second heat of the night is a sharp-looking Corvette driven by Arlo from Arlo Racing. Up next, looking dark and mean, is Cletus in the Batmobile. Cletus comes to us from Rusty Rods Racing. Up next and ready to go to war in the Apocalypse Dodge Challenger, it is Carl Recco from HSL Diecast. And our last car in this heat, she is just tickled pink to be part of the big show. It will be Sidekick. Sidekick Sandy from Rick's Diecast Racing. To kick off our second heat of the night up front, we're going to have Arlo on the inside, Cletus on the out. In the back row, we have Carl Recco on the inside and Sidekick Sandy on the out. And we are off. It is Cletus battling it out there with Arlo. Arlo's trying to make the move around him to first place, but Cletus is going to be able to hold him off here. As we come down here into that slingshot, they are really spread out here. Carl Recco's falling way behind. Coming down here into that Widowmaker run, it is going to be Cletus, Arlo, Sidekick, and here comes Carl Recco. It was Cletus taking lap number 1 with Arlo right there with him. Let's see what happens here in lap number 2 as they are off and racing. It is Carl Recco out to a bit of a lead. Cletus is trying to keep up with him there. Cletus gets a little bit loose. That's going to allow Carl Recco to take a nice lead coming down here into that slingshot. Down the Widowmaker run we go. Here we are, folks. It is going to be Carl Recco, Arlo, Cletus, Sidekick Sandy. All right, folks, lap number 3. As the top 3 drivers are really battling it out, Sidekick Sandy is falling behind. But like I said, she's just tickled pink to be here. And she puts in a block down that first straightaway. Coming down here into that Armageddon corner. She's a little loose, but she's still holding on to first place. Can't she do it? No! She gets spun out a little bit right there, and now she's down to second place. Coming down here to that Widowmaker run, it is going to be Cletus, Sidekick, Carl, Arlo. Our final race in this heat is it does look like Cletus is moving on, but look at the other 3 cars. You just got 2 points separating them, so anything can happen here. As we are off, look at Arlo out to a bit of a lead right there. He's going to try to take this thing and put it all behind everybody. Oh, look, he's there. You got Carl Recco that got all kinds of messed up. No, that was Cletus that got all messed up. And Cletus got himself spun back around here. That was kind of interesting. Look at Arlo go. It's going to be Arlo's Sidekick, Carl Recco, and here comes Cletus. It will be Cletus and Arlo moving on to round number 2. Congratulations to them. Carl Recco, sorry to see you go. You put up one heck of a fight. Hope to see you back here real soon. And Sidekick, I know I'll be seeing you again real soon. Let's meet our next 4 cars that will be competing tonight. First up, we're going to have Lauro from 409 Diecast Racing in the 2003 Viper. Up next, looking off our purdy, is my mom from Rihanna Racing in the 2021 Batista. I don't think she's going to have any patience with the other drivers out there on the track tonight. It is no patience, Nana, in the 1971 Lamborghini, coming to us from Puffs Racing. Our last car in this heat is going to be Rabbit from Rabbit Downhill in the 2020 McLaren F1. Starting us off in heat number 3, up front we're going to have Lauro on the inside, my mom on the out. In the back row, I have No Patience, Nana on the inside, and Rabbit on the out. And we are off. It is my mom out to lead, putting in a block there on Lauro. Coming down here. Oh, look at my mom gets loose. Oh, my mom gets loose, and Lauro gets loose, and Lauro gets past up. He drops back down to 3rd place. Holy cow, they were all over the place here, folks. Here we come down here to the end. Lauro's up on the side again. It's going to end up being my mom, No Patience, Nana, Rabbit, and Lauro. Let's check out the overhead cam here, folks, as we had all kinds of commotion. My mom took the lead out of the gate and pretty much never looked back, but check this out up here. Lauro, right there in that Armageddon corner, gets spun around. That's going to allow No Patience Nana to take over 2nd place. Coming down here, Laura's going to get himself all kinds of messed up again, and that's going to allow Rabbit to take 3rd place. With my mom and Nana both racing in the same heat, the guy can get kind of emotional here. Well, let's see what happens here in lap number 2 as we are off, and it is No Patience Nana out to a bit of a lead. Coming down here into that Armageddon corner. They're a little loose, but they got it straightened out now nicely. Coming down to that slingshot, down into Widowmaker run we go. It is going to be, oh, No Patience got messed up. It's going to be my mom, No Patience, Lauro, Rabbit. I think we just had ourselves another first here at the Commodore Raceway. Look at No Patience, Nana did loose. And look at Lauro come in and just get up underneath her and pick her up and carry her across the finish line. Hey, as long as you cross the finish line, we're going to count those points. It is my mom and No Patience Nana with the advantage here at the midway point of this 3rd heat of the night. And they are off. It is No Patience Nana with just barely a lead. over Rabbit there, and they come down here, and now look at there, Laura's trying to make his move around. Rabbit in does right there into that slingshot. Great pass right there. Uh-oh, no patience is all over the place, but it is going to be no patience. Laura, Rabbit, my mom. We'll check out the replay here, folks, as it was Lauro that stole the show in that lap, as he went all the way from third place up there to second place with a beautiful risky pass right here in the slingshot. As you'll see, Rabbit gets sideways, and then Lauro pushes right a pass and makes that pass right there in a very dangerous corner in the slingshot. It looks like it will be my mom and no patience. Nana moving on to round 2 as we get ready to head back up for one more race in this heat. And down the first straight they go. Oh, looky there, you got Rabbit, no patience, Nana getting spun around there. They're swapping paint all over the place here. Check them out here. It's a neck and neck backwards race, and now we're getting all kinds of twisted up again. Now they got it back under control here. Coming down here to Widowmaker run. It will be Lauro, no patience, Nana, my mom, and Rabbit. And yes, it will be no patience, Nana and my mom moving on to round number 2. Laura, sorry you've been eliminated. Hope to see you back here real soon. Rabbit, you've been eliminated. Hate to see you go. Hope to see you back here real soon. And I want to assure everybody, just because Nana and my mom both moved on, there was no kind of family deal going on there. Starting us off in our last heat of the night from DRT3K, it is Sam Hall in the 2018 Nissan Silva. Up next, trying to drive himself to a victory tonight is Victor Fastlane from Knobby Ridge Raceway in the Zuru. And taking Dad's family vehicle to new heights is Fat Dad from Fat Dad Racing in the 2021 Nissan Maxima. And hopping himself back on the track is Rabbit again. This time it's White Rabbit from Rabbit Downhill in the 2021 Audi e-tron GT. Kicking off our last heat of the night, up front we're going to have Sam Hall on the inside, Victor Fastlane on the out. In the back we'll have Fat Dog on the inside and White Rabbit on the out. And here we go, kicking off our last heat of the night is Victor Fastlane in the lead out in that first straightaway down here into that drifter straight. Boy, he's way out front. Oh, but he gets sideways. Victor Fastlane was a flying until he got held up right there. Holy cow. But he's going to keep it on the track anyway. He will be Victor Fastlane. Fat Dad, Sam Hall, White Rabbit. I don't believe I've ever seen a power drift like Victor Fastlane did there in that slingshot. Wow, what a drift. All right, let's see if Victor Fastlane has any more fancy driving skills up his sleeve, up his tailpipe. As we are off and racing, it is Fat Dad out to a bit of lead. He's going to put in a block there on Victor and on Sam Hall as far as that goes. And he's got a nice little bit of a lead here, but they're lined up. This could be a close race coming down here to the end, folks. Here we go. It is going to be Fat Dad, Sam Hall, Victor Fastlane, White Rabbit. It is going to be Fat Dad and Victor Fastlane with the advantage here at the midway point of our last heat of the night. And we are off. It is White Rabbit out to a bit of a lead. He's battling it out there with Fat Dad. Fat Dad gets up on the side. Uh-oh, looky there. Sam Hall gets twisted up. He's going to be held up there on that killer straight. Holy cow, look at Victor Fastlane putting in another power slide. Coming down to the end, it's going to be close. White Rabbit with the block. It's going to be White Rabbit, Fat Dad, Victor Fastlane. Here we go, folks. It is anybody's competition. Even Sam Hall with 5 points can still sneak his way in there. Moving on to round number 2, and it is a tight group down that first stretch. Everybody wants this, folks. Uh-oh, Victor Fastlane's up on the side. That's not good. Sam Hall really wants this as he's way out front as the other 3 cars are battling it out, coming down here to that Widowmaker run. It is going to be Sam Hall and White Rabbit, Victor Fastlane, and Fat Dad. Looky here, folks. All 4 cars putting in double-digit points this round. What a round of racing we just had. We just witnessed some great racing, as it will be Fat Dad and Victor Fastlane. Moving on to round number 2, Sam Hall. Hate to see you go, buddy. Hope to see you back here real soon. Same with you, White Rabbit. Put up one heck of a fight. Like to see you hopping back here pretty soon. Well, folks, that does it for tonight's action. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and drop me a comment down below, as I like talking to each and every one of you. And a huge thank you to all of you who joined us tonight and join us each and every week. Without you, this would not be possible. And I'd like to thank each and every one you see here on the screen, as they really help make this channel possible also with their contributions and whatnot. I tell you what, folks, the hard times put people down, but a kind word can really pick them up. So let's be kind to each other and share in some nice kind words with one another. Until next time, race fans, happy racing and God bless.